This team has evolved so much in terms of psychologically, tactically. What's been your favorite part of the evolution so far?
My favorite part of the whole evolution so far is the Barcelona game, the second game, only because of I knew before that we can do all these things, but it's about we are human beings, so sometimes it works out, and the 9 players are top that day, and 2 have kind of a day off, but it's still there. But you can the perfect performance is then not possible, and this was a perfect performance. Yes, against Barcelona, Ali needed to make a few really good saves, but it was just the show of what's possible. So, because whatever we do, if we don't do it with in a very brave way, in a, how we say, a big balls way, then you have that doesn't work on this highest level. Because the things it's always in life like this, you have to use in the most difficult moments. But that's the most difficult thing to do, because in the difficult moments we all tend to use then the very simple things. Let's stand deep and defend Barcelona somehow that they don't score, and maybe we can score after a set piece or whatever. The way we played that day, that was the proof. Wow, anything is possible on specific days. And that's another phrase I used years ago. On a specific day, each team is beatable. We only have to make sure that they face us on that day. And that's how it is. And we were really, having that experience is for a football manager. Being involved in this game, I don't feel pride a lot of time, but I was really proud in that moment. I really thought, wow, that's special. And I got never before, not after. Maybe after Champions League final, when I had more messages, but messages from colleagues was unbelievable. They were sitting in front of television and thought, what is that? That was really great.
One of the most positive things around Liverpool is the closeness of the squad. And even though it was so hard for a lot of the guys not to be playing, when they did get their opportunity, they seized it. When you think of players like Divock Origi, Joel Matip, everyone sort of contributed in their own way, despite the difficulty.
Sturridge,
yes,
Shaqiri, nobody who didn't do the job in that. It was brilliant, absolutely. Yeah, I heard now from Vicky, the manager of our girls team, that she calls them starters, finishers, and supporters. So I like the idea. To be honest, never used that, but maybe I think nobody wants to be a supporter, by the way, if you're not on the squad. So, but especially in the Champions League, and the best decision ever. And I'm very critical with UEFA, FIFA, and so on. So pretty often, and I still don't like that when we start talking now about the schedule next summer, because then it gets completely mad. We have maybe 12 players at the Euros, and the Premier League starts again so early in the August. I can't believe that. So, but we can talk about that later. But making a decision that you can bring all players on the bench, pretty much 23 players were allowed. That was unbelievable. That was great. It was the best final of my life, because that's really difficult. Somebody's not in the squad for the final. That's difficult, because it's really like this. Some start and some will finish the game. Millie was clear. Either way he starts or he finishes the game, so he was completely fine. But Divock was pretty much the same. Starts or finish, that's easy. But all the others, to be honest, one of my personal highlights is the moment Alberto Moreno jumps in my back, because I didn't know that it's him. It's not important that he jumps in my back. It's important to see how much that meant to him. But Alberto Moreno could not be on a higher. I could not think higher about him, to be honest. I wish him all the best. Really, from the bottom of my heart, all the best. I sent him a long message after that I would have loved to help him more. I couldn't. That's how it is. It's a 50-50 thing. He was completely fine. He would have loved to play more. Of course, got more chances. It's all right. But how he was in that team, it was unbelievable. And that shows everything. That shows everything. We decide for ourselves what it means to us. And obviously, it meant everything to him to be part of that team, to be a Liverpool legend that he is now forever. And sensational moment.
One player who had such an impressive season was Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that has led to a mural being done of him very close to Anfield, which is of course nice because he's a local lad. What do you think about that?
Great, absolutely great. And when I tell people a story about Barcelona, if they ask me whatever, and you cannot not mention the corner. Actually, his mural should be around the corner. Was not bad. So, but it's a smart thing I ever saw. And then I football-wise, and then I tell the people, and the best thing is he's 20. But even better is he's grown up like 200 yards from Melwood. So he's Causa from here to there. And this is it. And I know how desperate the people are waiting constantly for these specific figures. And it could be sometimes too much for specific people, but it's not for Trent. I saw after the final, I said I saw all videos, and I watched the press conference, a pre-match conference with Trent and Robbo. And I couldn't have been more impressed, to be honest. Usually I don't watch that, but then I watch everything, so I watch that as well. And I was completely impressed. 20 years old, so smart, so clear, everything. Yeah, I hope it's big enough. I hope it's big enough. He will like it, and he has enough friends in Liverpool, and the family is big enough that they all make their pictures there in front of. If they are, it's like with my little drawing there, then it's then you get from now on a lot of pictures from friends when they visit you in Liverpool and show you like this. So hopefully it's big enough.